Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Beth Deer.
I am joined by Alan Nursall from the TELUS World of Science. So Alan, what do you have in store for me today?
Oh, this is inspired by some great late night television stuff I used to watch a long time ago. Will it float? Floating things are mysterious sometimes because some things float you don't expect to and other things do that you don't expect to. And so we have a pitcher of water here. You've got a big tank of water in front of you. And we've got 3 different types of cans of pop. And we're going to see if they float. I want a prediction from you, Beth. Does a can of pop float or does it not float?
Not sure, but I am going to go with float, I think.
Okay, well, there's only one way to find out, right? And that's science. You've got to put the things to the test. So the first thing I'd like you to do is pick up the can of club soda, which is basically just fizzy water.
Yes.
Drop it into the water, and what does it do? Does it float or sink?
Okay, well, splash me. It floats.
It does float, yes. Yours is floating, mine is floating. Why do you suppose it's floating?
No idea.
It's got an air, there's a bit of air in there, right? Just a little bit of air, and that's just enough to keep it floating. So we'll put the club soda aside and take the can of diet pop. And let's see what happens when we drop it into our vesicle.
Oh, it splashed me again. And actually this one floats too.
Yes, it floats as well. We've got 2 floating cans of pop. You can take that out now, set it aside, and let's take the regular can of pop. Okay, regular can of pop, drop it in, and where does it go?
It was kind of floating to begin with, but now it's not floating anymore.
Yours is at the bottom and mine is at the bottom too. What's the difference between the can of regular pop and the other 2 cans?
The regular can has more like ingredients in it.
It's got sugar. 40 grams of sugar inside this can is enough to take it from floating to not floating. So what you're seeing really is the weight of the sugar overcoming the buoyancy of the water and causing the can to sink. That's the only difference. What you do with that information, I have no idea. But it's a neat little experiment.
It's just cool.
Yeah.
So we went from a big container of water to 2 pint glasses and 2 eggs. Why?
Well, because we're going to do another floating experiment, and we're going to focus more on the properties of the water now than the substance that we're immersing in the water. If you start with an egg, 1 farm fresh egg, and drop it into one of your glasses of clean fresh water, where do you think it's going to go?
I think it would go to the bottom.
Cool thing about water is there's different types of water. There's fresh water and there's salt water, and they behave a little bit differently when it comes to buoyancy. I'm going to add salt. You've already done this. I'm going to add salt to my second glass, and I'm making the ocean here. I'm making the Dead Sea, Great Salt Lake.
I was gonna say, so like the glasses are the sea and the eggs are the people.
Yeah, exactly. So I now have fresh water and I have salty water. Let's see what happens.
I'm gonna do both my eggs at the same time.
Okay, you go right ahead.
Okay, here we go. My egg that's in the salty glass is floating, and my egg that is in the glass of water is at the bottom.
Yes, just like mine. The salt increases the density of the water. And by increasing the density of the water, you increase the buoyant force, the upward pressure that the water can exert on anything that's placed in it. So boats and other objects that are designed to float on water float better in salt water than they do in fresh water. They'll actually float a little bit higher. And if you actually look at the side of marine-going vessels, you'll see they've got different markings for fresh water and markings for salt water, because they ride in the water differently.
Really interesting, and I'll be totally honest, that's actually something I've never thought about before, but it's quite cool. So thank you very much for sharing that with me, and I look forward to doing more experiments with you on Simple Science.
Thank you very much, Beth. I'm glad we can get together in our kitchens like this to do science.